GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action. Live from the GMNA.
Good night, Montreal. The First Friday's Street Food Festival kicks off its 15th year at Olympic Stadium, and city officials are celebrating a modest 1% dip in water use after the latest conservation push. Meanwhile, Rosemo and La Petite Patrie rolls out a new traffic calming plan for school zones. Over to you, Jeff.
The First Friday's Street Food Festival returns for its 15th year, taking place at Olympic Stadium starting tonight and running through Sunday evening.
Organizers have confirmed 30 food vendors will line the stadium concourse, offering dishes ranging from Korean tacos to Belgian waffles.
Live music stages will feature local indie bands each evening, with performances beginning half an hour after the first food stalls open.
All right, let's get into it. The festival promises family-friendly activities, a kids' cooking workshop, and free entry for all attendees throughout the weekend. Let's dive into the headlines shaping our city and beyond, where every development matters and the impact is felt right here at home. Today, June 5th, the First Friday's Street Food Festival kicked off at the Olympic Stadium, marking its 15th anniversary. Organizers and the city celebrated with a series of themed events that showcase the province's lively culinary scene. Dozens of vendors lined the stadium's plaza, offering everything from classic poutine to innovative fusion tacos, while live music filled the air. The festival, which began as a citizen-driven initiative, has grown into a summer staple, drawing large crowds each year. City officials said the event underscores the community's love of food and outdoor gathering. Attendees can stroll the promenade, sample dishes, and enjoy family-friendly activities throughout the day. Local chefs will also host cooking demos, and a kids' zone features games and face painting. The celebration runs through the weekend, promising more flavors and music for anyone who stops by.
City officials say Montreal residents reduced daily potable water use by 1%, according to data released on June 5th. The modest decline follows a citywide appeal launched after engineers warned that the aging water main network was weakening. By encouraging simple actions such as shorter showers and fixing leaks, the campaign appears to be taking effect, albeit gradually. Utilities noted the drop across all boroughs, from Plateau Mount Royal to Verdun, suggesting the message resonated citywide. While 1% may seem small, the figure offers an early indication that conservation efforts can offset strain on infrastructure while longer-term upgrades are planned. The department will continue monitoring consumption and will update the public as further trends emerge. Mayor Soria Martinez Ferrada praised the community's response and reiterated the city's commitment to invest in pipe renewal over the next several years. Officials also reminded households to report any leaks promptly, as detection can curb waste.
Construction kicked off today on the former École des Beaux-Arts site in downtown, marking the start of the new Afro-Canadian Cultural Centre. The City of Montreal and the centre's partners broke ground on a redevelopment that will transform the historic building into a vibrant hub for Black arts. Plans call for a 200-seat auditorium, a museum, a recording studio, and a bookstore, all designed to showcase exhibition, performance, and archival work. When completed, it will be the largest dedicated Afro-Canadian cultural facility in the country, offering space for community programming and artistic collaborations. Construction is slated to run for roughly 2 years, with the center slated to open by late 2028. The site sits just steps from the historic Old Port and the Place des Arts district, linking the new hub to the city's existing arts corridor.
Canada seized an early advantage in the friendly against Ireland when Stephen Eustáquio curled a corner that ricocheted off Jake O'Brien before finding the net for a 1-0 lead. The goal came midway through the first half at the Bell Centre, where a lively crowd watched the home side press forward. Ireland pressed back, but the Canadians kept the pressure, generating several chances in the midfield. The match, broadcast by Sportsnet, remains on schedule for a full 90 minutes, with both squads using the fixture to fine-tune tactics ahead of upcoming qualifiers. Coach remarks highlighted the set-piece execution, noting the timing and delivery were textbook. As the clock ticks toward halftime, the scoreboard stays modest, but the strike has set a positive tone for the host nation. Fans in the arena celebrated with a chorus of cheers, waving maple flags. The next match for Canada is slated for this month.
Authorities are searching for Christopher Watts, a sexual offender who slipped into the city last night, violating the strict conditions of his supervision imposed by the SCC. Police say Watts was spotted in downtown area around 11:22 Greenwich Mean Time on Friday, June 5th, and failed to report his whereabouts as required. The breach triggered an immediate warrant for his arrest, and officers have issued an alert asking anyone with information to contact the police hotline. Investigators are coordinating with local officers across boroughs, focusing on Plateau, Montreal, and Milan neighborhoods where the suspect was last seen. They advise citizens to avoid direct contact and to call the tip line if they notice suspicious activity. The search is ongoing, and officials stress the importance of public safety while respecting the presumption of innocence. The SCC will review the case for supervisory measures. Radio-Canada Grand Montreal provided initial report. We'll get details on how the Westmount Synagogue was thwarted after an attempted arson, and a suspect has been arrested. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're ready for the next round of headlines, and now Jeff Laflamme will take us through today's local stories.
An arson attempt at Temple Emmanuel Beth Shalom on SHAR Brook Street and Wood Avenue was stopped early Friday morning. Police found the building empty and responded quickly, securing the site before the fire could spread. A 38-year-old man was arrested at the scene and charged with attempted arson. Officers confirmed that only one suspect was involved. The swift intervention highlights the ongoing concerns surrounding hate-motivated attacks on houses of worship. The incident occurred at the historic Westmount Synagogue, a landmark that serves a diverse congregation in the neighborhood. Authorities say the quick containment prevented damage to the structure and its valuable archives. While no injuries were reported, the incident serves as a reminder that places of worship remain vulnerable. Police continue to investigate any possible connections to broader threats and are urging anyone with additional information to come forward.
REM has dismissed its chief of operations after a series of service interruptions plagued the network. The termination, announced on June 5th, follows repeated delays that commuters have endured since the system opened in 2023. Officials said the move is intended to restore reliability for daily riders who rely on the electric line for work and school travel. In recent weeks, trains were held up by signaling faults and equipment failures, prompting complaints about punctuality and prompting calls for accountability. The board of directors released a brief statement confirming the dismissal and promising a thorough review of operational protocols. The decision comes as the transit authority faces mounting pressure from local unions and passenger groups demanding more consistent service. As the network works to stabilize service, passengers can expect heightened monitoring and potential schedule adjustments while a replacement is identified.
The illuminated cross atop Mount Royal will go dark this autumn, as the city's maintenance crew begins a comprehensive replacement of its lighting system. The shutdown, scheduled to start in autumn 2026, is expected to last for over a year. Officials say the work is essential to ensure both safety and the long-term reliability of the nightly glow that has marked the skyline since 1924. The cross, a familiar silhouette for generations, will remain unlit while electricians dismantle aging fixtures and install new weather-resistant components. Residents who rely on the beacon for orientation or simply enjoy its presence will notice its absence, but the city assures that the extended pause will prevent more frequent outages down the line. The project underscores the challenge of maintaining historic infrastructure in a modern urban setting.
On June 3rd, the REM operator issued a service alert across the rapid transit lines, citing heavy morning dew as the cause of a sudden slowdown. Commuters reported delayed trains and crowded platforms during the morning rush. Within an hour, the operator retracted the dew explanation, stating that the initial assessment was inaccurate and that investigations were ongoing. The incident comes shortly after the network's recent expansion, which promised faster connections but has also exposed growing pains. The reversal highlights the difficulty of maintaining reliable service as the network expands into new neighborhoods. Riders who rely on the REM for work and school trips were left uncertain about travel times, underscoring how weather-related variables can ripple through daily schedules. Officials said they will continue to monitor conditions and improve communication, but the episode adds pressure on a system already under public scrutiny for its reliability.
On June 3rd, the borough of Rosemont and La Petite Patrie announced a new traffic calming plan aimed at school zones. Mayor François Limoges said the initiative will reconfigure streets around several elementary schools over the next 3 years, narrowing lanes, adding raised crosswalks, and extending curb extensions. The changes are intended to cut through traffic volumes, making it easier for children to walk or bike to class and reducing the risk of collisions. Officials noted that the borough has been focusing on high traffic corridors near schools for some time, and this program builds on earlier safety audits. Residents can expect construction crews to begin work in the summer, with temporary detours posted as each site is modified. The goal is a quieter, safer street environment that encourages active transportation for families in the neighborhood today.
Now let's turn to the forecast and see what tonight's weather has in store.
Tonight's weather wrap brings you the latest Montreal conditions and a glimpse of what's ahead. On this day, the city's all-time high sits at 31.7 degrees, recorded in 2024 during an early summer heat wave that pushed temperatures well above the usual June norm of 24 degrees. The record low is 6.8 degrees, set in 2013 when an unexpected Arctic dip sent a cold front across the province, a stark contrast to the typical low of 15 degrees for this time of year. Both extremes remind us how variable Montreal's spring-summer transition can be. Right now, Montreal sits under an overcast sky with a temperature of 22 degrees, humidity around 49%, and a gentle breeze blowing at 9 kilometers per hour. Tonight's low will dip to 17 degrees before sunrise. Yesterday's high reached 30 degrees, and the day's UV index peaked at 7, so sunscreen was a smart choice for anyone outdoors. Winds will stay modest, maxing out at 12 kilometers per hour from the southwest, well below any gust warning. There are no active weather alerts, so no special precautions are needed. As we head into the early hours, expect the clouds to linger but the temperature to stay comfortable. Morning light will arrive around 8:38, bringing a gentle rise in temperature as the day unfolds. Looking ahead, Saturday brings a cooler start with a high of 22 degrees and a low of 17, but clouds dominate, and there's an 85% chance of rain, so keep an umbrella handy. Sunday will warm slightly to a high of 21 and dip to 13 at night. Despite a clear sky in the morning, a 50% chance of showers means a light drizzle could linger. Monday offers the first stretch of dry weather, clear skies, and a pleasant high of 24 with a low of 14, ideal for outdoor plans. Tuesday stays mild with a high of 26, low of 16 and overcast conditions, while Wednesday nudges the temperature up to 28, low 17, and brings another 45% rain risk. Expect a mix of sun and clouds, with the weekend staying on the wetter side.
Up next, traffic updates, a look at today's lineup, and a quick sports recap as the Habs celebrate award wins. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
And now here's Jason with sports.
Montreal hockey making headlines on and off the ice tonight. A big night for the Canadiens organization. The NHL announced Friday that captain Nick Suzuki has won the Frank J. Selk Trophy, while teammate Cole Caulfield was awarded the Lady Byng Trophy. 2 individual honors in one day, a rare double for Montreal, according to CBC Sports NHL. With MLS shifting to a winter schedule starting in 2027, CF Montreal faces a real challenge at outdoor Saputo Stadium. CBC Sports Soccer reports the league commissioner is backing further renovation of the Olympic Stadium, already midway through an $870 million roof reconstruction, calling the Big O a potentially brilliant winter solution. An emotional end of an era in Montreal. Brendan Gallagher, the longest-serving Canadian, has announced he is moving on from the only NHL franchise he has ever known. In a farewell message reported by CBC Sports NHL, Gallagher said it is time to find a new home.
On a sunlit Saturday in the Plateau, families line the curb of La Maison du Glace, their laughter mixing with the clink of spoons on waffle cones. Across the city, from the bustling streets of Mylène to the quiet lanes of Verdun, Montrealers are gathering at tiny storefronts that have turned a simple scoop into a shared ritual. At the corner of St. Laurent and St. Denis, teenage artist Maya Rivera paints a swirl of lavender-blue gelato on a chalkboard, inviting passers-by to taste her favorite vegan pistachio, made with locally sourced almond milk and a whisper of sea salt. A few blocks away, retired baker Jacques Tremblay greets regulars with his signature caramel creme, still hand-stirred from a recipe his grandmother taught him in the 70s. The moment that ties them together is simple. A child's eyes widening at the first lick of a rainbow-colored sorbet, the quiet smile of an older couple sharing a double cone as the sun dips behind Mount Royal. It's more than dessert. It's a reminder that the city's sweetest moments are made when we pause, share, and savor together.
On a rain-slick Saturday in the heart of the Plateau, La Sécurité gathered in a converted warehouse studio above a bakery, the scent of fresh croissants mingling with the electric buzz of overdriven amplifiers. Lead singer Marceau, guitar in hand, explained that the new record, Bingo, was born from a series of late-night sessions in Mylène cafes where the band argued over which hot sauce would best accompany their lyrics. The recording engineer, a longtime friend from the community radio collective, captured the moment the bass line cracked through a wall of reverb, the sound as sharp as the pepper he just splashed onto a tortilla. When the band debuted the title track at the historic Casa del Pop, the crowd of 27 regulars erupted, chanting the chorus in unison while a lone saxophonist in the back improvised a counter melody. That spontaneous harmony, half laugh and half roar, crystallized the album's spirit, a noisy celebration of Montreal's eclectic neighborhoods and the friendships that stitch them together. It's a reminder that when a community tunes in, the music feels a little louder, a little brighter.
Thank you, Montreal, for joining us on The Wrap. It was inspiring to see the groundbreaking of the new Afro-Canadian Cultural Center, a milestone for our city's vibrant heritage. Stay tuned tomorrow for more stories that matter to you. Until then, I'm CJ Waterhouse, wishing you a great evening.